Good evening, IWA fans. It is Monday Feldspar, bringing back another episode of Monday Night Carnage. And we bring to you another action-packed episode of one of the greatest wrestling shows on the internet today, Monday Night Carnage. And the IWA fans get treated to another spectacular display of wrestling. Starting off the show tonight, we have a singles match between Dirty Dip and Forex of the $1 Million Market. Forex, of course, with the cheap shot on Dirty Dip after their match last week. The second match of the evening, a tag team table match where Mario and Luigi face off against two mystery opponents, brand new signings of the IWA. The third match of the evening, the IWA champion Big Russ faces off against Happy Gilmore. The fifth match of the evening, Ken Smith faces off against the Great Mohammad. The fifth match of the evening, Denis of the Brotherhood takes on the Stock Bro and the Realtor in a 1v2 handicap match. And the main event of the evening, Eriksoni accompanied by IWA United States champion Renny Loko facing off against Kyle White. And we just have Forex making his way down to the ring now. Not in his typical business entrance attire. And here's Dirty Dip. He's had enough of this shit. And he's gonna attack Forex, but Forex attacks him first. And Forex is just yapping away at Dirty Dip. And Dirty Dip pushes the ref out of the way and unloads on Forex. And ladies and gentlemen, the match has now begun. And Dirty Dip with three big right hands and followed by a fourth big right hand by Dirty Dip. And Forex now returning the punch. And picking Dirty Dip up, but Dirty Dip with a flip. And now digging deep, lefts and rights, headlock and a punch to the face. And now to the body. Irish whipping Forex, sending his ass all across the ringside. The referee continuing to count these two men out. This match may end before it begins. And ladies and gentlemen, you are tuning into IWA Monday Night Carnage, the most premier wrestling show on Monday nights, including WWE. And here's Dirty Dip now at the top rope, dropping the elbow onto Forex. And oh my, what a start to this show we have tonight. Dirty Dip beating the absolute dog shit out of Forex. And now Dirty Dip sending Forex, but getting sent by Forex to the barricade. And Forex missing his right hand on the Clowning Wall Gaming logo. And here's Dirty Dip now, making his way into the ring. Just kidding, onto the top rope, and Dirty Dip dropping the elbow on Forex, who's just had a seizure in the middle of the ring. And Dirty Dip now kicking Forex, but Forex punching away at Dirty Dip. And here's Forex now, just dragging his man across the ring. And here's Dirty Dip with an elbow to Forex. Dirty Dip now with boxing skills. And Forex missing his elbow. Dirty Dip now. Irish whip to Forex. And here's Dirty Dip. Irish whipping Forex into the other corner now. He's just slowly picking Forex up. Another Irish whip failing this time. And Forex, big clothesline to Dirty Dip, who does a kip up. And a big flying clothesline to Forex. Anything you can do, I can do better. And here's Dirty Dip now. Irish whip to Forex. Big right hand, a big right hand, and a big right hand, sending Forex down to the ground. And Dirty Dip just choking Forex with that knee now, letting him know who the dirtiest player in the game is. And Dirty Dip now just missing his attack. And Forex dragging Dirty Dip across the ring, leading him against the ropes. And Forex hoisting Dirty Dip up. And he's gonna do an exchange right drop down onto the top rope, but Dirty Dip kicking out before the 1 count. And Dirty Dip chopping away at Forex. Forex chopping away at Dirty Dip in return. Dirty Dip with a mean right hook. And Forex with more chops. Dirty Dip now returning the punch. And both these men going back and forth. And Forex just egging Dirty Dip on. Dirty Dip missing the punch. And Forex egging him on once again, and now a clothesline lariat sending Dirty Dip to the ground. And Forex DDT to Dirty Dip. Laceration on Dirty Dip's face, but Dirty Dip with a kip up. Now on the ground. Excuse me, on his feet. And Dirty Dip just hammering away at Forex. And now Dirty Dip beating the shit out of Forex. He's beating the dog shit out of Forex and has just busted his face wide open. And he's beating the shit out of Forex again. That's gotta be about 10 punches right in the face. And a Superman clothesline from Dirty Dip. And he's just lining up against Forex for a Dirty Dip pedigree. And will that be enough to put Forex to the canvas? And Dirty Dip has still not had enough. He's just taunting his man before he decides to pin. 1 count, a 2 count, and Forex ain't kicking out. Dirty Dip has just won this match. That Dirty Dip pedigree, too much for Forex. And this man had time to taunt him before ultimately pinning for the end of the match. And Dirty Dip finds himself victorious once again against Forex. Will he offer his hand for a gesture of good sportsmanship? Or will he ignore that scumbag like the prick that he is? And he is choosing to ignore him here, ladies and gentlemen. Dirty Dip finding himself victorious once again against Forex. And if these two continue, their beef may well go into retribution. And now, IWA fans, we have a tag team table match. Mario and Luigi face off against mystery opponents, brand new signings by the IWA. And we're just waiting now here for the new IWA signings. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute, it's the Dudley Boys! Oh my! The IWA has managed to sign the Dudley Boys! One of the most iconic tag teams in wrestling history. The Dudley Boys have won numerous tag team champions across numerous wrestling promotions. And now they find themselves here at the IWA, the most intense, action-packed wrestling organization in the entire world. And oh my, I have to say, what a fantastic bit of business done by the new commissioner, Commissioner Tucker Henderson. How he has managed to sign the Dudley Boys is beyond me. Look at Devon go. Look at Bubba Ray. And I'll tell you what, the IWA is in for one hell of a treat with the Dudley Boys here in action, ready to go, making their debut in a table match. It's poetic justice that they make their debut in a table match. And I am very excited for the debut of the Dudleys here tonight on Monday Night Carnage. But, as you know with the IWA, you can never underestimate your opponents. And that is certainly what the Dudleys cannot do here tonight, because they face off against Mario and Luigi from the Nintendo universe. How the hell can they prepare for a match against Mario and Luigi? And here come the iconic duo, Mario and Luigi. And their team name is just two brothers. It just says two brothers. And here are Mario and Luigi making their IWA debut, as well as the Dudley Boys. We're gonna have a tremendous matchup here tonight. Mario and Luigi, they're no pushovers, I'll tell you that much. They have defeated Bowser, they have defeated Wario, they have defeated countless and countless enemies. And now they face off against the Dudley Boys in a table match. And you see those big noses of Mario and Luigi. And Devon just attacking Luigi. Bubba Ray grabbing Mario, driving his knee into the face of Mario. Luigi with a hip toss on Bubba Ray. And Bubba Ray with a bitch slap to Luigi. Devon just punching the shit out of Mario. And Bubba Ray with a suplex to Luigi. Meanwhile, Devon is cranking the neck of Mario. One hell of a massage. And Devon just beating the absolute dog shit out of Luigi. Spine buster to Mario from Devon. And oh my, ladies and gentlemen, The Dudley boys are beating the shit out of the Nintendo heroes, Mario and Luigi. Devon with a headbutt to Mario. And welcome to the IWA Mario and Luigi. Welcome to the IWA Bubba Ray and Devon. And Devon just kicking Mario in the face and jumping at Mario. Luigi, on the other hand, beating the shit out of Bubba Ray momentarily. And here's Devon now, making his way out of the ring. Just stunting and dancing around with the ropes. And Devon now has Luigi in his sights and trips Luigi up, and Devon just sends Luigi down to the canvas. And Devon with a spinning hammer fist. Mario with a hurricane around to Devon. Bubba Ray busting the ass of Luigi. And snake eyes from Mario to Devon. And now he's got Bubba Ray German suplex position. But Bubba Ray reversing, and now gonna hit Mario with a suplex of his own. A hard suplex from Bubba Ray. And Devon with a shoulder thrust to Luigi. Oh my, ladies and gentlemen, and Devon is already setting the table up and looking to put an end to this match. And Luigi beating the shit out of Devon briefly and momentarily. And here's Devon, clothesline to Luigi. Mario getting picked up by by Bubba Ray. And Bubba Ray just getting elbowed by Mario. Devon grabbing another table. How many tables is that set up now? And Luigi just avoiding that body check by Devon and DDTing Devon into the hard ground. Devon boxing skills, chopping away at Luigi. Mario now circling around the ring. And Mario just taking a breather. Luigi getting his ass whooped by Devon. Spine buster to the ground. And ladies and gentlemen, those mats may look like they protect, but they do not, because the IWA buys the cheapest material. And Armando, our cameraman, has to get the hell out of this view. Armando, what the hell are you doing? Move the camera, god damn it. And you see why we pay Armando $20 an hour, because he has no certifications. So the less questions asked about him, the better. And Mario getting picked up by Bubba Ray, who just slams Mario through the table and puts an end to this match. And the Dudley boys are victorious against the Mario brothers. And ladies and gentlemen, Mario and Luigi have been defeated by the Dudley boys, one of the most historic tag teams in wrestling history. And you see that table just broken in the middle of the ring. And I'll tell you what, the IWA World Tag Team Champions Denis and Eriksoni certainly have new opponents to have their eyes on, because the Dudley boys are here to stay. And ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere, because we have a singles match between Happy Gilmore and the IWA champion, Big Russ. And here's Big Russ just making his way to the ring. And what the hell? That's not Happy Gilmore's music, that's Lincoln Burton's music. And he's dragging a broken and being Happy Gilmore down to the ring. He's just throwing Happy Gilmore to the side. And Lincoln Burton is going to look to replace Happy Gilmore in this match. Oh my, what the hell is this? And Big Russ, Lincoln Burton beating the absolute dog shit out of each other. Throwing the ref, and Lincoln Burton and Big Russ knocking each other out. The referee starting this match. And oh my, we have a match here now. Happy Gilmore, dazed and confused, standing in the middle of the ramp. Lincoln Burton, lefts and rights. More rights to Big Russ. Big right hand from Lincoln Burton. Hip toss from Big Russ. And Lincoln Burton kicking Big Russ with them steel toe Timberlands. And now, Lincoln Burton jumping into Big Russ, but barely moving him. That big son of a bitch, Big Russ, the IWA champion, going for a Superman punch on Lincoln Burton, but missing. And now Lincoln Burton, he just beat the shit out of Happy Gilmore for no reason. What the hell is that? What did Happy Gilmore do to you? And Lincoln Burton kicking Happy Gilmore. Kicking Happy Gilmore and sending him down to the ground with a big punch. And Happy Gilmore is just standing there, absolutely delirious. And Big Russ now waiting for Lincoln Burton to make his way back into the ring. And Lincoln Burton getting checked by Big Russ. And Big Russ just slamming Lincoln Burton into the canvas. And Lincoln Burton now getting thrown by Big Russ once again. This big son of a bitch keeps throwing Lincoln Burton around like he ain't shit. And Big Russ with another toss to Lincoln Burton. How many times will this man get sent flying across the ring? Big Russ now missing his kick. Lincoln Burton kicking Big Russ with them steel-toe boots. And Big Russ going for a roll-up. Just kidding. He's picking him up for a power bomb. Oh my, what a fantastic maneuver by Big Russ. Big Russ with a knockout punch to Lincoln Burton. Surprised Lincoln Burton's even up. And Lincoln Burton now just slamming the head of Big Russ into the canvas. And Lincoln Burton dropping the elbow onto the body of Big Russ. Kicking Big Russ in the back. Kicking Big Russ in the head. Curb stomping him into the canvas. Lincoln Burton absolutely insane here. And Big Russ with a big punch to the body of Lincoln Burton. And now Big Russ picking Lincoln Burton up. Snake eyes. Lincoln Burton dodging Big Russ. Lincoln Burton now with a DDT to Big Russ. Oh my, that big son of a bitch rolling around the ring. And Lincoln Burton just taking the referee out. I know what Lincoln Burton's going to do now. He's going to go grab a weapon because if the referee does not see it, it does not count at the IWA. And if you're enjoying tonight's show, please leave a like, please comment, and please subscribe. And Big Russ just kicking Lincoln Burton in the face, sending that chair out of his hand. And now throwing Lincoln Burton into the corner of the ring. And Big Russ just choking Lincoln Burton. The referee is not seeing this. And Big Russ has managed to pull a fast one there. And now Big Russ lining up against Lincoln Burton, getting ready to beat the absolute dog shit out of Lincoln Burton. Picking Lincoln Burton up for a power bomb. A Big Russ power bomb to Lincoln Burton. And ladies and gentlemen, that will be it for Lincoln Burton. Big Russ is on the top rope. No way. What is the big man doing on the very top rope? Jumping down onto Lincoln Burton. I just felt the ground move when Big Russ landed. And here he is picking Lincoln Burton up. A guillotine. Guillotine, and the referee's called the match. What the hell? We gotta find out what the hell just happened. But coming up next, we have Ken Smith facing off against the Great Mohammad. And ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what the hell just happened, but here's the Great Mohammad sneaking up on Ken Smith. What is it with these IWA superstars sneaking up on each other every goddamn entrance? And the Great Mohammad has just attacked the ACL of Ken Smith, the same ACL that gave out at Money in the Bank when Warren Swanson was able to capture the Money in the Bank briefcase. And now Ken Smith just getting his ass whooped by the Great Mohammad. And the Great Mohammad just body checking Ken Smith. And I cannot believe what is happening here. Time after time, these IWA superstars are being interrupted in their entrances to get their ass whooped by their opponents. And here's the Great Mohammad with a big right hand to Ken Smith. And the Great Mohammad missing his chop. Ken Smith now chopping away at the Great Mohammad. And the Great Mohammad kicking away at Ken Smith now. And now the Great Mohammad kicking Ken Smith in the face. Dropping the elbow on Ken Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, the Great Mohammad means business against Ken Smith, but also Ken Smith means business against the Great Mohammad. Ken Smith chopping away at the Great Mohammad. DDT! And Ken Smith beating the absolute shit out of the Great Mohammad. Jumping up from the top rope, Ken Smith dropping the clothesline on the Great Mohammad. And now holding both fists up as if he's won the match. Ken Smith getting punched by the Great Mohammad. And the Great Mohammad just throwing Ken Smith back into the ring. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, we have a match now. The Great Mohammad, big right hands to Ken Smith. Ken Smith kneeing the Great Mohammad. Now, back and forth action. Great Mohammad just throwing Ken Smith to the ground. picking Ken Smith up, driving that fist into the face of Ken Smith. Oh my, Ken Smith with a face buster though. And going for a stunner, but missing and getting power slammed. And Great Mohammad now kicking away at Ken Smith. And Great Mohammad, big elbow. And now he's got him in a vice grip. He's got Ken Smith in a vice grip. And Ken Smith just getting knocked out. And the referee not bothering to count. And Ken Smith getting his back scratched by the Great Mohammad. I could use that right now. And the Great Mohammad busting Ken Smith wide open with that big right hand. And what the hell is going on here? Why is the Great Mohammad undoing the table? He's got sick and sadistic thoughts in his head. And the Great Mohammad with an Irish whip to Ken Smith, throwing him over the top rope. And now we have the Great Mohammad picking up Ken Smith, throwing him towards the table. And the referee continuing his ring count. You never know how sticky these situations can get. And Ken Smith throwing the Great Mohammad into the table, reversing the Irish whip. And Ken Smith now has the Great Mohammad in a camel clutch. Ken Smith throwing the Great Mohammad and leading him up against the table once more. Ken Smith has sick thoughts in his head. A 5 count by the ref. And Ken Smith just resetting the count. Great Mohammad leaning up against that table. Ken Smith relaxing in the middle of the ring. The referee continuing the count. At a 5 count now. And the Great Mohammad just towers over that top rope. But Ken Smith punching him in the gut. Irish whip. Drop down. And Ken Smith. And these two men are going to chop at each other and punch each other. And the Great Mohammad getting the better of his man. Spearing Ken Smith right outside the ring. And here's the Great Mohammad now. Picking up Ken Smith. Throwing Ken Smith into the table. And now the Great Mohammad. Picking Ken Smith up. Ken Smith was crying about the Great Mohammad taking his job. Well, now the Great Mohammad's about to put this man through a table. And he's got Ken Smith choke slam through the table. And these IWA fans absolutely loving what they're seeing. One of the biggest assholes in the IWA, Ken Smith, getting his ass whooped by the Great Mohammad, who just chops away at Ken Smith. And now, these two men are going to look to exchange punches. And here's Ken Smith chopping away at the Great Mohammad, but the Great Mohammad with a big right hand to Ken Smith. Ken Smith with the chop to Great Mohammad, and Ken Smith getting punched by the Great Mohammad. Returning the punch though. Back and forth action. Back and forth drama. Back and forth wrestling. And the Great Mohammad, Ken Smith, just beating the absolute dog shit out of each other. Something has got to give. And these two men hammering away. One of them is going to stand. And it's both of them. The Great Mohammad missing his attack. Ken Smith, the faster man. Ken Smith, stunner. And that has surely put the Great Mohammad out for the count. And here's the referee now with the 1 count. And the 1 count only. The Great Mohammad, this big son of a bitch, with the vice grip onto Ken Smith. And Ken Smith just falling down, laying unconscious. How the hell did Ken Smith not manage to put the Great Mohammad away with that Ken Smith stunner? And Ken Smith getting thrown. It's got to be at least 10 feet in the air. And oh my, this man just tossed Ken Smith in the air like it's a goddamn circus out here. And he's going to pick Ken Smith up in the air once more and just throw him 10 feet in the air again. That's 20 feet in the air combined. And here is Ken Smith getting punched by the Great Mohammad once again. And the Great Mohammad missing his chop on Ken Smith. Or should I say, the chop has been blocked. And Ken Smith dropping down. getting thrown to the canvas by the Great Mohammad. Ragdoll. And the Great Mohammad driving the boot into the face of Ken Smith. And now look at the Great Mohammad, this big son of a bitch. What's he got in store here for Ken Smith? A big right hand. Picking Ken Smith up one more time. Big right hand by the Great Mohammad. Kicking Ken Smith in the gut. Picking Ken Smith up now. Chopping away at Ken Smith. Big right hand to Ken Smith. And the Great Mohammad picking Ken Smith up and just tossing him 10 feet in the air. Ken Smith with a roll-up. Great Mohammad with a roll-up of his own. And the referee now counting. Ken Smith with another roll-up. The Great Mohammad rolling back up. Ken Smith with a roll-up. And the referee has just had to count a total of 5 different times. A big chop by the Great Mohammad. And ladies and gentlemen, you could count to 1,000,000. He ain't kicking out of that. And the Great Mohammad finds himself victorious. And what the hell is the Great Mohammad doing now? He's got a steel chair in his hand. And what the hell is he gonna do here to Ken Smith? He's attacking the same leg that he attacked earlier tonight. The same ACL that gave out at Money in the Bank. And Ken Smith, he's finished at this level. Pretty much. It's been certified here tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, we now have a handicap match where Denis of the Brotherhood faces off against the Realtor and the Stock Bro of the $1 million market. And here is one half of the IWA World Tag Team Champions, Denis, making his way to the ring. This crazy son of a bitch challenge. I see the Stock Bro and the Realtor to a 2v1 handicap match. What the hell was he thinking doing that? The world may never know. And here he is now, just circling around in the middle of the ring, psyching himself up for the Tornado Tag handicap match that is about to bestow upon him. What the hell was he doing challenging these two assholes to a 2v1 handicap match? I don't know. Perhaps he just wanted the chance to beat the shit out of both of them at the same damn time. But, you cannot underestimate the $1 million market. If these two assholes have shown us anything, it is that they cannot be defeated even when they are defeated. You see here, the market, Isaac the Stock Bro, and the Realtor making their way to the ring in their classic white shirt, green tie combination, wearing business suits because they love to conduct business. Whether it's real estate, whether it's stocks, whether it's NFTs, whether it's Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, whether it is foreign exchange, the $1 million market does it all. And look at their red bottom shoes. And look at their tan skin. These two assholes, I tell you what, they do enough cocaine to put Scarface to shame. And here's the $1 million market now, not even realizing that their opponent is behind them. That's how dense these two are. And ladies and gentlemen, this crazy son of a bitch, Denis, what has he gotten himself into facing off against the $1 million market in a handicap match? We're about to find out right now. And Isaac the Stock Bro, first one to challenge Denis, while the Realtor is just taunting the crowd at the corner of the ring. And the Stock Bro just throwing Denis right over the top rope. And now making his way towards the IWA World Tag Team Champion. The Realtor now just minding his own business while Denis beats his business partner up, and Denis just punching away at the Realtor. And the Realtor trucking Denis with his big, dense body. And now the Realtor headbutt to Denis. He's gonna go for a quick pinfall, absolutely disrespecting the IWA World Tag Team Champion. And now, Isaac the Stock Bro with a big kick to Denis' face. Just throwing his body into the canvas. dropping the elbow onto Denis. Another elbow dropped. A third elbow. And the Realtor now winding that shoulder up, perhaps for a foreclosure. And here's the stock bro from the top rope. And now Denis chopping away at the stock bro, and 3 quick punches. But a hip toss from the stock bro stops all momentum. And now the market just taunting this man while beating the absolute dog shit out of him. And the Realtor, you see, keeps on attempting to pinfall Denis with a big uppercut, sending the Realtor in the air. And Denis missing his spinning kick. Landing the chop though. Punching the stock bro. Kicking away at the Realtor. Picking the Realtor's sorry ass up and spinning kick landing on the back of the head of the Realtor. And the stock bro getting whipped and chopped before punching Denis. And now Denis avoiding the attack from the stock bro. Chopping away at the Realtor but missing. The Realtor is driving the knee into the gut of Denis. And Denis with an enziguri kick to the stock bro. And now punching the Realtor in the back. Chopping the back of the knee of the stock bro. And the Realtor taunting the crowd. But Denis now beating his ass and sending him into the air with an uppercut. Irish whip into the corner. And he's going to go for the 10 count punches. And Isaac the stock bro is just watching as these IWA fans count along as Denis whoops the Realtor's ass. And now, the stock bro with the sandal once again right into the face. And the stock bro going for the quick pinfall. And the referee had a 1 count, but Denis kicking out. And a chop. A right hook and a left hook. Missing a chop. And now the stock bro with a big right hand. Irish whip. Missing. The slam and a big boot to the Realtor and a big boot to the stock bro. Picking the Realtor up. BFT. And the Realtor just rolling out of the ring. And the stock bro kicking Denis right in the back. More kicks. And the IWA World Tag Team Champion reversing the stock bro's attack. And now focusing on the Realtor. Rights and lefts and a drop kick. Big right hand to the Realtor. Excuse me, the stock bro. Get these assholes confused very easily. And now Denis is grabbing a Slim Jim, a big stick of meat. Throwing it at the stock bro. And now he's got that fluorescent light tube, cracking it over the head of the stock bro. And the stock bro is just laying there. And Denis is grabbing weapon after weapon, looking to put these two shady businessmen through a table. And here's the Realtor now, joining his business partner, the stock bro. And Denis chopping away at the Realtor. The Realtor kicking the hamstring of Denis. And Denis now, 2 men beating the absolute dog shit out of him. Isaac the stock bro just throwing that arm into the ground. And just wiping the dirt off of his feet onto Denis's face. And here's the Realtor grabbing Denis. And Denis just bonking the heads of the stock bro and the Realtor into one another. Beating the absolute dog shit out of these 2 men. And a big uppercut to the stock bro. The Realtor throwing him back into the ring. And now Denis in the ring on his own. The Realtor running in with a giant Slim Jim. Denis throwing a sandal right at him and hitting him with a clothesline. And now throwing the sandal right at the Realtor while the stock bro posing with his muscles. Beating the shit out of the Realtor with a giant Slim Jim, while the stock bro just watches like a typical asshole. And here's the Realtor now, picking Denis up and slamming him into the canvas. Quick kick out now. The stock bro grabbing the Slim Jim, cracking Denis right in the back with it. And Denis rolling outside of the ring. The Realtor climbing to the top rope and jumping at Denis, but Denis reversing and slamming him to the ground. The Realtor on the ground. The Stock Bro throwing Denis into the ring. Denis with a kip up, chopping at the Realtor, but getting chopped in the back of the knee by the Stock Bro. And Denis with a kick out now. Chopping away at the Stock Bro and uppercutting him right into the air. Beating the shit out of the Stock Bro, and now uppercutting the Realtor and sending him in the air. Kicking the Stock Bro. Kicking the Stock Bro once again. Lining him up, BFT. Big boot to the Realtor. Picking the Realtor up for a GTS. Go to sleep. And Denis is going to win this 2-on-1 handicap match. With the Realtor running and laying into the corner of the ring. Denis just stomping a mud hole in the ass of the Realtor. Prepping him up. And you know what he's going to do here. He's going to do a goddamn Van Terminator. Coast to coast. From the other side of the ring. Driving the feet into the face of the Realtor. And now, the Stock Bro finally entering the ring. Grabbing Denis up for a buyback slam. The Realtor just throwing Denis into the ground and just slapping him with that sandal. And something has got to give here. And the Realtor just making his way towards one half of the World Tag Team Champion here. And throwing him into the ground face first. And the Realtor giving the thumbs up, thumbs down. And the Realtor is gonna hit Denis with a bull market power bomb. And the IWA World Tag Team Champion is not gonna kick out of that. Going for a quick pin. And Denis has managed to kick out before the 2 count. The Stock Bro in absolute shock. And the Realtor now joining in on the action. How is this man taking on 2 men at once? The Realtor is driving his boot into the face of Denis, but kicking out before the 1 count. This man is absolutely relentless. And he's just chopping away at the Realtor, beating the absolute dog shit out of him, and a quick suplex. And the Stock Bro getting his face kicked in. But the Realtor using that big, strong body to body check Denis and landing onto the ground. And Denis chopping away at the Realtor, driving the knee into the back of the Realtor, driving the knee into the face of the Realtor, and the Stock Bro just taunting the crowd once again in the corner. These 2 men love taunting more than they love fighting. A DDT from the Stock Bro. And a 2 count here, not even. A 1 count before. Denis kicks out. And look at the Realtor. What did I just say about these 2 men taunting? Look at the Realtor already taunting instead of joining in on the action. And the Stock Bro missing his shot with the Slim Jim. Irish whip. Both of them going for a clothesline. Or a chop. And the Realtor going for all the glory now. And Denis kicking out at the 2 count. Landing on that trash bin there. Not having a good night. As he has these 2 assholes to worry about. And a big clothesline to the Stock Bro. But he gets a sandal thrown at his face by the Realtor. And the Stock Bro chopping away at Denis. Denis with the right hand to the Stock Bro. And a stunner to the Stock Bro. And a big uppercut to the Realtor. And he's just pinned the Realtor. And now he's looking to put the Stock Bro or the Realtor, one of these 2 assholes, through the table. And just kicking away at the Realtor now. Chopping away at the Realtor. A big boot and a big drop kick to the Realtor. The Stock Bro now throwing Denis across the side of the ring. Picking that sandal up. And Denis with another clothesline to the Stock Bro. Picking the Stock Bro up. Throwing him against the table. And now, the Realtor just chopping away at Denis with a right hand. But Denis kicking the Realtor. And now grabbing the Realtor. Leading him up against the announce table. Looking to put him through that table. But the Stock Bro is there to stop him and save his business partner. And now the Stock Bro body checking Denis, sending him down to the ground. And the Realtor has that trash bin in his hand, just throws it over the top rope. And now, the Stock Bro just hammering away at Denis. Driving his back into the side of the ring. And the Realtor just antagonizing the crowd. And Denis now chopping away at the Stock Bro. Big right hand. A big right hand to the Realtor. And Denis, Irish whip to the Realtor. And diving at the Realtor through the ropes, but missing his attack. And now the Realtor laying flat on the ground as the Stock Bro makes his way to the feet. And Denis just beating the shit out of the Realtor while he still can. Picking the Realtor up, but the Realtor kicking him in the gut. And the Realtor hoisting Denis up for a foreclosure. And ladies and gentlemen, that will settle this match. $1 million market victorious over Denis in this 2v1 handicap match. And look at these two assholes. They are very proud of themselves, despite the fact that they are both bleeding. And look at Isaac the Stock Bro. Look at the Realtor. Both of their faces bloody, but they do not care because they find themselves victorious over their arch rival, Denis. And what this means for this rivalry, it probably means they're going to fight again. I promise you that. And after this intense match, we have the main event of the evening. Eriksoni, the other half of the IWA World Tag Team Champion, accompanied by Renny Loko, the IWA United States Champion, facing off against Kyle White. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, Kyle White continues this rivalry he has with Renny Loko. And for whatever reason, this man thinks that he can use legalities, lawyers, restraining orders, and anything of that nature to protect him from the wrath of Renny Loko. But I'm here to tell you that that is not going to slide. And you see Eriksoni here, walking with his IWA Tag Team Champion. That beautiful belt. And you see there the IWA United States Champion Renny Loko right behind him, accompanying his partner Eriksoni. And Renny Loko there behind his partner with the sombrero on, which means it is a Renny Loko party. And when it's a Renny Loko party, anything can happen. And we have Eriksoni now making his way into the ring with that beautiful design jacket, that red face Rolex. And this man just cool, calm, and collected. Glasses, jacket, and hat man. Call him glasses, jacket, hat man. And Eriksoni just staring at the referee, staring at the crowd. And he is in the mood to fight. I can feel it tonight. And Eriksoni just walking around the ring with his belt on, his Rolex watch, his jacket, his 2 chains, his glasses, and his hat. And now we wait for one of the biggest pains in my ass here at the IWA, Kyle White. And I'll tell you what, this guy, he thinks he can flaunt around the fact that his father is a lawyer. He thinks he can flaunt around the fact that he knows all kinds of legal tactics that he can use in his favor. But do not let that fool you, because he has a wrestling match here tonight with a fierce warrior such as Eriksoni. And I'll tell you what, even though this man has won the back-to-back state championship for college wrestling in the state of Ohio, a very tough division, I don't know if he can hang here with these IWA superstars, as this is a different kind of wrestling, much more extreme than your regulated college wrestling. And Eriksoni immediately clotheslining Kyle White. Big right hand landing on Kyle White. A big kick landing on Kyle White. Eriksoni now Irish whipping Kyle White into the corner, but Kyle White moving away. Reversal after reversal here. And now, Eriksoni about to get German suplex, but reversing it on Kyle White. Go figure. Big right hands from Eriksoni and a big clothesline. Kicking away at Kyle White now. Dropping the knee into the face of his opponent. And now Eriksoni heading towards the top rope. And he's going to drop the body onto Kyle White. Big body splash from Eriksoni. Big right hands to Kyle White now. And Eriksoni just ragdolling this man in and around the ring. Kyle White reversing the Irish whip. Getting this match back into the ring. Kyle White with big right hands. Exploder! And perhaps Kyle White turning this around in his favor. Ground and pound to Eriksoni. And Kyle White is looking to turn this match around in his favor. Eriksoni with a cheeky kick to the face of Kyle White. And a power slam by Eriksoni. Kicking away at Kyle White now. And Renny Loko just standing there, cheering his partner on. Eriksoni kicking Kyle White in the gut. And getting Kyle White ready for a DDT. And Eriksoni has Kyle White lined up for a spike DDT. And oh my. Eriksoni now with a kick to Kyle White, missing. A European uppercut landing. Eriksoni heading towards the top rope. Body splash onto Kyle White. And Eriksoni now in complete control of this match. Spreading the legs of Kyle White and driving that foot into the gut of Kyle White. And now these two men are going to exchange blows. Eriksoni with a big right hand to Kyle White. Kyle White missing, not quite the striker he used to be. Not that he ever was the striker. Eriksoni with a bitch slap to Kyle White. And Eriksoni now with a bitch slap to Kyle White once more. And Eriksoni returning a right hand to Kyle White. Kyle White chopping away at Eriksoni. Eriksoni with a big right hand to Kyle White. Kyle White returning the right hand. More right hands. A big lariat from Eriksoni. And now, dropping the knee onto Kyle White. And Eriksoni punching Kyle White right in the body. And Kyle White has Eriksoni just uppercutting the back of the head of Eriksoni, European style. But Kyle White missing his pin. Not even getting a 1 count. His sorry ass will regret that decision. And now Kyle White drop kicking Eriksoni. Irish whipping Eriksoni, but Eriksoni reversing. And Renny Loko grabbing the leg of Kyle White. And Eriksoni attacking him from the back. And that is teamwork that we love to see here at the IWA. Renny Loko distracting Kyle White, giving that bastard a taste of his own medicine. And Eriksoni with an RKO. And Eriksoni putting the arm over Kyle White. And Kyle White ain't kicking out of that. Eriksoni victorious with the help of Renny Loko. And Eriksoni with a fantastic display of wrestling and fantastic display of teamwork here tonight. Finding himself victorious with the help of his teammate. Absolute incredible display of teamwork here tonight. Eriksoni working with his partner Renny Loko in their goal of defeating Kyle White and whooping his ass and giving him the ass whooping he deserves. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed tonight's show, please be sure to leave a like, please be sure to comment, and please be sure to subscribe. This has been Marty Feldspar. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time.